Welcome back, everyone. It's Kareem. Today, we're talking about selling your services. What do you mean selling your services? I know we got to sell our services, right? When I say selling your service, it's in relation to leads. Like one of the biggest complaints you'll hear about in the niche when it comes to home services, construction, remodeling, etc., is that the lead quality is terrible, especially when you're getting leads from, say, like Angi's, Houzz, Thumbtack. Doesn't really matter. Like even Google local services, sometimes you'll hear people say things like, "Oh, the lead quality sucks." And you really got to think about it. It's like, is it really the problem that a lot of people have when it comes to this objection about why they're not closing more deals and getting more? Is that there's a lack of accountability when it comes to you closing the deal. So you can always pass it off on something else if you just say, well, it's not my fault that I'm not getting more sales. It's not my fault that I'm closing more deals. It's the leads that I'm getting. All the leads are terrible. All the leads that I'm getting, woe is me, are terrible. When usually it's not the case. Usually the culprit is their sales process. And so you could usually just stop them at the, you can usually head someone at the pass by asking them what their sales process is, how many steps are in their sale process. And then if the response is, what do you mean, what's my sales process? Well, I just talk to them. Or you have something like, well, I don't have a sales process. So what do you mean a sales process? Like that's the culprit usually. You can usually get rid of that problem by actually having a sales process in place, a step-by-step walk-through system where you actually go from a cold prospect or a semi-warm lead in through the top of your funnel, out the bottom of the funnel, a happy customer. So this might be news to a lot of people. You're not in the business of doing the thing. You're in the business of selling the thing. And this, when it comes to like mindset stuff, I haven't really been talking too much about mindset stuff. This is a big deal. This is a big thing. I know a lot of people talk about it, but they're absolutely right. Like there is like a bit of a balance between the actual technical skills, the technical what to do, and how you should be thinking about something. Not what you should be thinking, but how you should think about it. Like how you should come to certain conclusions, to come up with the systems and what's going to guide you through getting someone again cold in through the funnel to actually taking action and them finally cutting a check. One of the big things in that process is just first with your mindset, understanding that you're not in the business of doing the technical work, like I just stated. You're in the business of selling the technical work. That's a big mindset. That's a big mindset shift. A lot of people think, well, it's my job to do all of the stuff. And in the beginning, if you're just a general contractor out there on your own, yeah, we get it. You do have to do a lot of this stuff by yourself. Now, when we're talking about bigger businesses, when we're talking about marketing your business, you're actually in the business of selling what you do, not so much in actually doing what you do, if that makes any sense. The doing of the thing is least important when it comes to actually getting the check cut. You have to be able to actually sell your service. Why someone should pick you as opposed to anybody else. Now, everybody can fill a gap, a big hole in the market, and you can fit in there. But a problem comes when people try to like pass the buck when they say that it's the leads, it's the leads, it's the leads. Well, what's your sales process like? How many people do you actually manage to close? I mean, what's your sales process like? Like, what's the standard in your niche for closed calls? Like, who's crushing it in your niche? And you all know someone that is, and you've heard of them. You know who they are. What's their close rate? How can you reverse engineer that? How can you figure out to close closer and closer to that? Or if you already are a superstar at selling your actual service, doing the actual service is just one part of it. And really, like we all know, you could simply be excellent at selling this service and make more than actually knowing how to do the service. In understanding the ins and out of the sales process to actually get somebody to want to buy the thing that you're selling is a hell of a lot more valuable than actually knowing how to do the thing. If you could sell the thing, you can get somebody else to do it, right? Like somebody could pick up the phone and sell paint jobs all day and just outsource 100% of the work. Just go get somebody to do it for cheaper, for like 50% of what they're charging the client to get it done for. These businesses exist. They exist everywhere. They exist everywhere on earth. Now, the value of the business owner here is to actually do the sales. I don't want to make this video too long today, but in summation, the quality of leads, for the most part, isn't really a valid argument when it comes to why you're not getting more business. Odds are that you not taking accountability for closing more deals is the problem, and your lack of thereof a sales process to take someone from A to B, and B is you with the check in your bank account or deposit, is the actual goal. Not so much selling somebody on how you do the best job and all of that. It's figuring out what the person in front of you wants and delivering that to them. Problem, hey, I have a problem over here. I heard you're the type of person that knows how to sort that type of problem out. And then you being over here like, yeah, actually I sort this problem out all the time. Here it is right here in product form, i.e. your service. I charge XYZ for this, and it'll make your problem go away. You sell them on it. Usually it's not the price. Usually it's not the quality of the leads. Usually it's just the sales process of whoever is in front of them. So with that, it's the end of today's video. It's Kareem. See you tomorrow. Peace.